Hi all, Hipper here, and today we're taking out the Hipper, and I'm using the new Roon commander, so if you like that, don't forget to subscribe. So I'm not using her as a primary commander, I'm using her as an inspiration, because I want her to increase my turret rotation even more. And Hipper already has really fast turrets, but we're gonna, turbocharge them here with the module on the ship, along with the build here with Ingenious and everything, meaning that we can get the turret rotation down to like pretty much absurd levels, to be honest. So obviously, sonar, that's your main thing in Hipper. 3 repair parties, that's good. So let's have a look here. 17 seconds turret rotation. That's like destroyer territory. That's nuts. That's crazy. You can make it even faster because I have the improved reload on the ship that gives me 15% penalty turret rotation. So say I chose range instead, I could probably get the turret rotation on this thing here down below 15 seconds, probably even lower than that. And wow, that's fast. That's like I don't think any cruisers have that fast a turret rotation, at least not at tier 7. Obviously Minotaur does, and perhaps Neptune at tier 8. But I mean, that's really fast. And on Atago, you can get it down to 20 seconds, 20.8 to be exact. And that just takes away one of the really big downsides about Atago, the fact that the turret rotation is horribly slow. And if you're running an agile build, that's going to help you in so many ways. So I'm actually very happy with Roon, because she does give a lot more turret rotation than Tesla does. I suppose because Tesla is actually a battleship commander, and while Roon is a cruiser commander. So changing that inspiration from Tesla to Roon will give you, at least on Atago, gave me about 2 seconds faster turret rotation, which is huge. On an agile cruiser, it's almost more important than reload, I would say. And I'm going to do a little bit more experimentation with this in the future to see how it actually pans out, if I'm going to sacrifice the reload mod for just upping the turret rotation up into, crazy levels. Experimenting with new builds and, coming up with different ways of playing this game here. That's why I still play it. That's why it's still fun for me, and that's why new commanders are so important to me. If I don't get new commanders at least every 3 months, I get cranky, and then I create angry videos like complaining about why don't we have any commanders. And yeah, I have done that, but now we finally got our Azur lane. What is it called? Chapter 4, whatever. We got new commanders, and that's great. And not only that, we also got new Pan-Asian commanders in this update. So I wish they would spread it out a little bit more instead of giving us, how many, like 6 or 7 new commanders in one update. Then, give us Azur lane in one update and the Pan-Asian commanders in a different update. But I'm not complaining, I'm just suggesting here something that would, benefit us, perhaps. So Hipper is an AP ship first and foremost. And notice here how I'm shooting AP at the Iowa, because obviously he's broadside. And just aim for the belt, and you're going to get some very nice penetrations and lots of damage. Citadels are, some battleships you can. Alabama is quite easy actually with Hipper, but Iowa is more difficult. I don't know why, but that's the way it is. And you can see how this guy here is running skill to rebuild, because he is on fire, double fired, and he's getting pounded, and he's still alive. And skill to rebuild, or will to rebuild, is a ridiculous perk that should be removed from the game. And it's very simple. It's just unfair. So anyway, gotta get rid of this Amaji here, and I'm switching to HE because the armor on Amaji, I don't know. I just get lots and lots of bounces when I fire AP at that thing if I'm at this distance here. So HE will work better. So a Hipper also has a quarter penetration on its AC shells, meaning that you can do more damage with the actual shells. The fire chance is still really, really bad, so don't rely on fires in Hipper unless you build the ship specifically for that. But then why would you do that? There are much better options out there if you want to set fires and burn everything down to the ground. That's not Hipper's force. AP is definitely where you get the best performance from this ship. So fire AP every time you have, the slightest opportunity to do it, even at an Ochakov 15 kilometers away, because, you could get a Citadel. Certainly a lot better than just shooting HE or setting this guy on fire. It's not going to do much. So I think the new, or not new anymore, but Hipper was buffed about, well, I guess that's a year and a half ago now. The hip reload was cut down by a second or two, second and a half, I can't remember, down to around 10 seconds with a standard build. And I really like the ship. Now I like it much more than Prinz Eugen. And I don't mind the 6 kilometer torps because I play this ship fairly aggressively, and when I need my torps, I'm usually well within 6 kilometers anyway, so it doesn't really bother me. And I don't have to give up my sonar for the main battery reload boost, which Prinz Eugen does. That makes no sense, by the way. Don't do that. Always keep the sonar on your German cruisers, because that's what they do. The French ones, yeah, I mean, you can put the main battery boost on those things, because they're not so reliant on getting in close and personal as the Germans. But German cruisers, I would never, well, I guess it's only Prinz Eugen anyway, but I would never put the reload boost on that ship. It just doesn't fit it. Now it would be a different matter if you could have sonar and reload boost, which I think is something Wargaming should think about. So they could, you know, sort of buff Prinz Eugen, because at the moment it's like Hipper is just running circles around it. Hipper is more agile, and it reloads second and a half faster. And yeah, well, yeah. Prinz Eugen has slightly better turtleback, but in reality, it's very rare you get to actually experience that. And it also has 2 kilometer longer range on its torpedoes at 8 kilometers instead of 6 on Hipper. But like I said before, that is very, very situational. And I don't usually fire torps at 8 kilometer range anyway, so I don't miss it at all. Prinz Eugen also has a longer turning radius than Hipper, by about 50 meters, I believe. And that does make a difference. Every time I play Hipper and Prinz Eugen in the same session, I notice it immediately how Eugen is just not as agile as Hipper is. And obviously with my builds, that's very important. So for me, there's only downsides to Prinz Eugen at the moment, and that's a shame, because I mean the ship looks really cool, has probably the coolest camo in the whole game, and I want to play it more. But every time I want to play it, see, there's like some HE incoming. That's a meh, who cares? Every time I want to play Prinz Eugen, I just always end up playing Hipper instead. So this Ochakov here is really annoying, because we need him to come in closer. You know, he can kite away forever out there and can't really hit him, only with like the lucky HE shot once in a while, but that's not going to sink him. We're going to have to force him to come in, so there's no point shooting at him at the moment. We're going to delete his 2 friends over here, so that means that for him not to lose the battle, he will have to push into this cap here and take me on inside the cap. That's obviously what I want, because that's where my strength is. I'm not going to say Hipper is bad at shooting from like a distance, and but it's just going to waste time, and that time is better spent, you know, whittling down this Odin here, because he's a real threat if he comes into the cap. And there's also an annoying Mogami, not really much of a problem. I probably think Mogami is one of the crappiest cruisers in the game, at least from an agile, you know, standpoint. If you put an agile builder on Mogami, you are just asking to get deleted. It's a horrible agile cruiser, and it's funny, I see a lot of people actually taking it out with an agile build and thinking they're going to do well. Well, you're not, because it's way too squishy, like you can see right there. Like Atago is a much better option, much better, like 100 times better. So don't put agile builds on Mogami. Look at the build that Chili Games puts on, which is you know, fully damage focused and all about acceleration and you know, speed duking, dodging, whatever you want to call it. That's a much better option on Mogami. But on Atago, absolutely. Agile build is definitely an option. So I've got a good spot here. My little plan worked out, because I want these guys to push in. I don't want to sit out there and shoot at them forever. I want to make it so they have to push in, which is what's happening now, because they are behind on points. And if they want to win this battle here, they have to stop us capping. And there's only one way to do that, because they have no destroyers left. I removed the last one, and that is to push into the cap, where they will be easy targets for torpedoes and obviously my HE shells here. And yeah, I'm using HE shells. I am, because it's an Odin, and he's angled, and AP will do nothing. So unless he's broadside, I'm going to HE him. And I am getting fires, which is pretty nice. And there goes the Cleveland. So this guy's going to be dead soon, and then we have to worry about the Ochakov. Because he will have to push in, but he'll need to take out my destroyer here on the team. That's... he just took my Odin there. That was my Kraken. I didn't realize that, but okay. Anyway. So now I'm just going to wait. You can see the Ochakov can clearly see me. I'm spotted, but he's probably out of range. And I'm trying to get into the cap reversing here. I don't want to show broadside. I want to make it easier for the Ochakov than it already is. And obviously, my main job here is to protect my destroyer, because the destroyer means that we'll win this one. And obviously the Ochakov probably has a radar. He does. He's using it now. So not much I can do about that. That destroyer will just have to survive that. But once the radar is spent and my destroyer survives, then all I have to do is just keep this Ochakov here at bay. Always stay spotted. And, you know, make him draw fire. Or make him draw his fire towards me, not the destroyer. So it looks like the destroyer is unspotted now. And he can just run away. And I'll just take one for the team here, tanking this Ochakov here until the time runs out, because there's still almost 3 minutes left. So this is not going to be easy. Like, this Ochakov should be able to burn me down, and unless I can catch him broadside, I don't think that I'll be able to out DPM him. So you can see a smart destroyer player here just deciding, okay, this is too risky to stick around. Like, he's still spotting, but he's not moving so close to the Ochakov that he's in trouble. And I'm assuming he's in smoke now since he's firing. I sure hope so. I didn't notice in the battle, but perhaps I was too quick applauding him there. But anyway, he didn't die, so that's good. And as you can see, the Ochakov is pushing in, and that's what we want. So I'm just gonna go around this island here. So I go unspotted, and there's a wonderful fire. That's just what I needed. Put some pressure on him, and then now I go unspotted, and it looks like he is interested in the destroyer, which makes sense. That's probably not the biggest threat, but it's the biggest threat for winning. So he doesn't know where I am now, and he doesn't know if I'm running away or what I'm doing. And we're just gonna put one of these, or a few of these 6,000 damage AP shells into his side, and we get nothing. I thought that was pretty well aimed, but okay, we'll go again. Just that Ochakov Citadel just like wasted eyes. Just a real pain. Still no Citadel, so we're gonna have to switch to high explosives because he's turning in, and AP won't do anything here. So we're going to use the shells that I don't like on this ship here. Get some torpedoes out as well. We're saving one bank in case he does something crazy. But he's already got his own torpedoes out, but obviously my sonar has spotted them long ago, so they're not gonna do anything. And that's why you never take the sonar off your Prinz Eugen, because you need it for spotting destroyers, spotting torpedoes, defending caps, and all that sort of stuff. So that was Hipper with a Azur Lane Roon and almost a Kraken. It was just stolen, but who cares? Anyway, see you out there.